The pizza was getting cold on my counter. My cat was sleeping next to me. My brain was tired from a long day. Then my phone made a sound, a message from everyone in my family, all of them together. Mom typed first, simple words that felt like ice. "We've been talking and we think you should stay away for a while. Sarah needs time. We all need time." My cousin wrote back with a heart emoji. My grandma said, "This is what's best." Dad didn't say anything at all. His quiet felt worse than any words. "Hi, my name is Emma Collins. I'm 27 years old, the first child. I work in an office, and I became the person who fixes everything for my family without anyone asking. I sat at my small table, pizza getting cold, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. I looked at the message over and over. Then I wrote back with just a few words. Okay, I understand. I'll give you space. Take care." No crying, no fighting, no asking why, just closing a door. That night, I couldn't close my eyes. I looked at my white ceiling for hours. If they wanted me gone, I would really go away. At 2:43 in the morning, I got my computer, opened the special account, the account I'd been taking care of for 4 whole years. I stopped all the automatic payments, moved all the money somewhere else, then closed everything. One button, 4 years disappeared. When the sun came up, my phone went crazy. 67 missed calls. Dad's voice message sounded broken. "Emma, what's happening? The bank is calling us. Mom can't get her medicine for her heart. Sarah's car payment didn't go through." Everyone was freaking out. I wrote back just one time. "I'm doing what you asked." They pushed me away at 8 p.m., so I took away $87,000 at 2:43 a.m., and that's where everything gets interesting. If you're watching this quietly right now, this is Iron Revenge, where people who stayed quiet too long finally tell their truth. Before we continue, write in the comments where you're from. Your city, your state, or your country. To understand that night, I need to tell you about 4 years ago. The day I became the person everyone leaned on. It started with Sarah, my younger sister. 3rd time in the hospital in 1 year. She was so sad and scared she wouldn't eat or leave her room. Grandma called me late at night. She was sitting in her car outside the hospital crying. "They say they can't help her, Emma. The insurance company says no. We don't have money for this." I sent $12,000 right away. Every single dollar I'd saved for emergencies. My whole safety blanket. Everyone talked about how great Sarah got better. Nobody said my name even once. Then Mom's heart got worse. Medicine she couldn't buy. Doctor visits she skipped because they cost too much. Dad lost hours at his job, then lost more hours, then the job went away completely. Every time something bad happened, they called me first. $30 here, $200 there, then rent money, then doctor money, then electricity bills, then everything. My whole life became a list of giving. I moved to a smaller apartment, never went on trips, ate cheap noodles and crackers, worked so many hours every week just to keep everyone okay. They never asked how I was feeling, not one single time. Family dinners felt like work meetings. Sarah's problems, Dad's job hunting, Mom's heart numbers, never about me. Every time I tried to say this is too much, they made me the bad guy. "You don't know what real problems are. It's easy for you to judge. You're lucky you have a good job." Lucky. Like having a good job didn't mean I worked until midnight every night and cried in my car. By year 2, I was helping with almost $1,500 every single month, plus surprise problems, plus feeling guilty all the time, plus nobody noticing I existed, and still, nothing was ever enough. They didn't see how tired I was. They didn't see the hours. They didn't see the loneliness. They didn't see their daughter slowly disappearing so they could breathe. They weren't just taking my money. They were taking me. Some people break loudly. Mine happened on a boring Wednesday, not with yelling, but with a computer spreadsheet. Little boxes with numbers, colored yellow and red, glowing late at night. I started writing down everything. Every dollar I sent. Every bill I paid. Every, just help us this one time. Not to prove anything, just to stay sane and remember what was real. The numbers got big fast. Month after month, my life poured into theirs. Rent help, medicine, therapy sessions, new tires, deposit money, late fee money, bank overdraft rescues. Meanwhile, MY savings account barely moved at all. My friends posted vacation photos at the beach. I checked my bank account at midnight to see if I had enough left. I made videos for Iron Revenge about fighting back and protecting yourself. Then I closed my computer and paid another emergency bill for them. The more I wrote things down, the harder it was to lie to myself. This wasn't being nice anymore. This was me erasing myself quietly. When I asked them to show me receipts for what they spent, they got mad fast. You don't trust your own family. We're not your employees. Why are you checking on us like we're criminals? But I'd seen too much wasted money to keep pretending. Restaurant delivery instead of buying groceries. New shoes instead of paying for medicine. Expensive coffee instead of paying the electric bill. The account became their safety cushion. Never ours. Nobody ever put money in. Nobody asked what I gave up to keep it full. So I made copies, bank papers, screenshots, voice messages, text messages that said things I could remember perfectly. Just until Friday, can you help me? I promise I'll pay you back. They never paid me back, ever. I saved everything to a secret folder on my computer. Part of me hoped I'd never need to show anyone. Another part knew I would. That part was tired of people I loved making me feel crazy. At work, I smiled in meetings. My bosses said I was so organized and smart. Meanwhile, my own money was disappearing. I ate lunch alone with my computer open, adding up their chaos line by line. Sometimes I wondered if I was the problem. Maybe I was being mean. Maybe I was being dramatic. Then I'd look at the spreadsheet and see the truth. Month after month, colder than any sorry they'd never say. On our video calls every month, I smiled when I was supposed to. I turned off my microphone to breathe when panic hit. They talked about spa weekends, moving to nicer apartments, buying new tablets. Not once did anyone ask if I had plans beyond paying their bills. That's when the plan formed in my head. If they ever said I was lying or remembering wrong, I would have proof. Not to embarrass them. To keep myself from believing their version instead of the truth. I wasn't getting ready for revenge. I was getting ready for the moment they'd act like none of this ever happened. If this was your family, what would you do? Comment 1 if you'd stay quiet. Comment 2 if you'd ask for proof. Even if it made them mad. The break didn't happen with screaming or slamming doors that night. It came quietly, wrapped up in one group message on my phone. I had just walked into my apartment, completely exhausted from another impossible day at work. The microwave was humming. Leftover spaghetti spinning slowly in the dark. My phone buzzed once. I almost didn't look. It was the family group chat. Everyone there. Nobody left out. Mom's message sat right at the top, sharp enough to make me stop breathing. We've been talking and we think you should stay away for a while. No reason given. No kindness. No trying to explain. Within seconds, my cousin reacted with a thumbs-up emoji like it was nothing. Uncle Mark added, "This is hard, but it's necessary," like a judge in court. Dad stayed completely silent, which hurt more than anything he could have written. I read the message 3 times before my brain understood what was happening. My dinner went cold while my hands shook holding the phone. I typed one sentence that felt heavier than a rock. "Okay, I understand. I'll stay away completely. Take care." I didn't ask what I did wrong. I didn't ask why they talked about my life without me there. I just did what they asked, even though they didn't mean all of it. At 2:43 in the morning, staring at my ceiling, the rest of it hit me. Staying away from the family meant staying away from their money account too. So I opened my computer and logged into the support account. For 4 years, I'd paid rent, utilities, prescriptions, doctor copays, emergencies, everything. Every crisis came to me before it ever touched them. Now the balance showed $91,450 with $1,200 scheduled to go out in the morning. My heartbeat felt strangely calm while my mouse cursor moved over the button that said close account. I canceled the morning transfer, moved all the balance, and shut the whole thing down. 10 minutes of quiet clicking erased 4 years of being used. By sunrise, my phone exploded with missed calls and panicked messages. Dad's voicemail cracked while he asked why the house payment bounced back. Mom's text said the pharmacy wouldn't give her heart medicine without money. Sarah accused me of destroying her life without warning. Not one of them mentioned their own message from the night before. They wanted distance from me setting boundaries, not from my bank account. They expected my love and money to stay even if I left. For the first time in years, I let both walk away together. The calls didn't stop after I closed the account. They just changed from worried to mean. "You're abandoning your own family," Sarah cried in a voicemail. Mom said I'd become cold-hearted. Dad said having money changed me into someone bad. For a whole week, I ignored every single one. I didn't sleep well. Then one text cut through all the noise. "Please join one more family video call. We need to talk, Mom." Of course. Some stubborn part of me still wanted to fix things. So I logged into the video call that Thursday night. The second my camera turned on, my stomach felt sick. Dad was packing behind Mom like a trapped animal. "Why would you do this to us?" Sarah said right away. "You knew we depended on that account. You knew I'd miss my payments." I let her talk until she had no words left. Then I opened the folder on my computer labeled Family Support. "I want everyone to see something," I said quietly. I shared my screen. The spreadsheet filled their computer screens. 4 years of dates and payments. Rent, prescriptions, therapy, utilities, car repairs, lawyer fees, security deposits, groceries. Each line was a night I worked late. Each line was a vacation I never took. Each total was a boundary I never set. At the bottom sat one number: $87,421.13. Nobody said anything. "You kept score," Mom whispered finally, sounding horrified. "No," I said. "I kept records to remember why I'm so tired, to understand why I have no savings left." Dad reached for his favorite excuse. "Family helps family, you can't put a price on that." "You didn't," I answered. "I did, alone." The call ended with more crying than talking. I thought that was the worst thing they could do to me. The official letter came on Saturday morning. "Urgent fraud investigation" screamed from the top in red letters. Inside was an application for a $75,000 business loan. MY name, my social security number, a fake company called Emma Grace Consulting LLC. The signature almost looked like mine. Almost. Mom and Dad were listed as co-signers at the bottom. I read the whole packet twice. My hands were shaking. They hadn't just used my money. They tried to use MY identity too. That afternoon, I made another list. Not payments this time. Actions: freeze my credit immediately. Call the bank fraud department. File a police report. Alert the IRS. Change every single password. Save every voicemail. Print every message. The police detective who listened to my story looked tired but kind. "Family fraud happens more than people think," he said. "You did the right thing closing that account. It probably saved your whole future." I walked out of the police station into cold evening air. For the first time in YEARS, the heavy weight on my chest wasn't guilt anymore. They wanted my money, my name, and my silence. They lost all three. 1 year later, the emergencies finally stopped living in my phone. Some mornings, I still grabbed it fast, expecting disaster that never came. Silence felt wrong, like missing a step going downstairs. My coffee stayed hot because I wasn't answering crisis calls mid-sip anymore. I finally got therapy for myself, not for Sarah's crisis. We talked about feeling responsible, feeling guilty, and learning the word enough, said firmly. My therapist asked me when I first learned that love meant rescuing everyone constantly. "They sacrificed for me growing up," I said, "so I thought I should sacrifice without limits forever." Breaking that belief felt like betrayal, until breathing got easier, until sleeping actually restored me. I moved to a new apartment, nothing fancy, just somewhere that felt like mine for the first time. I took a 4-day trip to the mountains, completely alone. Just trees, hiking boots, and sleep that actually made me feel better. For the first time, resting didn't feel like I was stealing from someone else. If you're new here, I'm Emma, and this is Iron Revenge. I share these stories so someone like me feels less alone tonight. Not the golden child. Not the victim, just the stable one who everyone used. Family guilt didn't break the spell. Documentation and distance finally did. I stopped confusing being useful with being loved. My love isn't a pipeline anymore. It's a choice I keep for myself. I didn't lose a family that night. I walked out of a cage I didn't know I was living in. If this story hit you somewhere deep, please hit the like button. Share this video with someone exhausted who needs to hear they can set boundaries today. And subscribe to Iron Revenge to stay for the next story. Because your peace matters more than their comfort. And that's not selfish. That's survival.